Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and lovers of drones everywhere, welcome to Thursday Night Live. Oh my goodness, it's Matthias Allring, all the way from Sweden. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for co-hosting. What time is it where you are?
It's way too late. It's like 2 in the night.
This was his idea. He said, I want to co-host sometime. I was like, okay, man. So thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you.
And so we have an international cast tonight. We have Matthias from Sweden. We have sitting in for the ailing Jeff Sills. We have Greg Kunert all the way from Australia. So we'll probably get him at 5 frames per second because his internet sucks. And then the guest tonight is Don Joyce, Canadian. And we're going to talk to him about the testing that's going on up there and a bunch of other things. But first, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Cadillac of processed meats. It's our favorite sponsor of all time. I give to you a pigeon jerky.
You'll enjoy pigeon jerky, the Cadillac of processed meats. You'll enjoy pigeon jerky, and you'll give your family a treat. It's balanced nutrition to help them grow.
Yeah.
And it's full of fiber to make them go.
Here we go.
You'll enjoy pigeon jerky.
We interrupt this advertisement for a special report.
Hello, as the manufacturer of pigeon jerky, we strongly believe in that renew, reuse, and recycle ideology. People have often asked us, what do we do with all of those hollow pigeon carcasses after we've sucked out all the meat, guts, and brains that we use to blend our delicious pigeon jerky? Well, today we introduce our family fun, renewable product, Pigeon Poppers!
Oh!
That's right. We are no longer going to dump those mountains of rotting carcasses into that not-to-be-named here river. We are now going to freeze dry them, place confetti and a mild explosive charge inside, and then rush them out around the globe to children's parties, weddings, and funerals that need a little spicing up.
Okay.
All you do is hold the legs, pull the tail, and let the party begin.
Mommy, look what I got. It's a pigeon popper.
Oh, that's so neat. Now pull the tail.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
We interrupt this interruption for an even more special report.
Due to a few unfortunate incidents, we have canceled our Pigeon Poppers product. Now, this is not a recall of the product, so don't return your poppers to us. The last thing we need is all of our customers to give us the bird.
We now continue with the original program already in progress.
Pigeon jerky,
The Cadillac of processed meats. Yeah! Woo!
Hey!
Well, now that was interesting and totally unexpected. Thank you, Ken from Upper Deck Media, for sending that in. I thought we'd give you a little different view on the new product that they're putting out. And of course, Pigeon Jerky has been a sponsor since 19. So we want to keep them happy. Matthias, what is new with you, my friend?
What's new with me? Well, nowadays it's a lot of talk about this new gimbal. So I have this for my cell phone. It's a Phantom. It's a
What is that thing?
Ronin S. Yeah, it's a just converted rubber band conversion here. So I'm
Okay.
ready. I'm ready.
Very good.
Ready to do the stabilized photo now.
Now, since you're from Sweden, I wanted to make you feel at home. So I went to the store and I got some stuff that'll make you feel at home. I'm sure you're a fan of these.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody eats them for breakfast.
I figured
yeah.
it was a Swedish staple in your country, right?
Yeah, well, it should be. There should be a lot of different types of candy like that, and you go with it and scoop them up and just pay per kilo. That's how you do it. Yeah, and that's also how you spread all the diseases.
Oh, okay. And a kilo, what is that in normal weight?
That would be.
I'm just kidding. Don't get
2
mad.
pounds.
Don't get mad, Europeans. And I do want to thank.
Yeah.
I want to
So
thank
you're
you.
still doing Imperial? You're still under the boot of the British?
Yeah. Well, we have to, or they raise our taxes or something. I don't know. But I wanted to thank you very much for, one, making the time to co-host tonight, and two, for speaking English, because it's not your first language.
Nej, det är bättre på svenska.
What? Yeah, I agree. See, now you could just say anything and I would never know what you're saying. But along those lines, for those who are fans of ABBA, is it ABBA or ABBA?
ABBA.
It's ABBA.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And the hits of ABBA are
Dancing Queen?
right. Do you listen to the English versions or the Swedish version?
There's no Swedish version. Yeah, no.
Oh, there isn't? Oh,
No,
well,
but-
how about this?
Okay. Yeah, that one was.
Yeah. So it's the
You found it in Swedish. I'm impressed.
yeah. I also found Dancing Queen
In Swedish, no.
in Swedish. Now I did. It's a different band singing, but the same song. But here's what it sounds like.
That is the first time I hear that in Swedish.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't know it existed.
What do you think? Do you like that better?
No.
You don't. So if it's
No.
played in your country, people sing along in English.
Well, actually, ABBA wasn't as popular in Sweden as it ever was in Australia, for instance, back then. This was back in the 70s when I was born, and I mean it was a really like a left-wing movement at that time, so they were seen as capitalists, imperialists, or
Oh,
something
they-
like that.
they
were
sold
not
out.
So popular at home.
Right? They sold out.
Yeah, they sold out.
Sellouts,
Totally.
man.
Yeah.
I still love their music.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. Well, let's move on and talk about our favorite sponsor.
Yeah.
Even more favorite than Pigeon Jerky. I want to let you know about RemotePilot101.com. RemotePilot101.com. If you live in the United States and you want to get your Part 107 and you want to study and get the right study materials that will update as the test evolves, which it does all the time. Every 2 years you have to retake the test, and there's always new questions. Heck, the test went from 60 questions in 2016 when I first took it to like half that. So, oh my goodness. Thank you, Metro Drones. $20 super chat. Happy TNL, everyone. 65 days until Spin Up 2019. And that reminds me of another announcement that I have to make. But Jason Shapper, RemotePilot101.com. He is the best instructor, and he's easy on the eyes, ladies. There he is. He's a good-looking dude, right? Heck yeah. RemotePilot101.com. Make sure you use Heron18 when you sign up, and you will get 30% off. And that is for life, forever. You sign up once, and you're always a member. And so that means when you have to retake the test, then you don't have to worry about it. You can just brush up. RemotePilot101.com. Love you. Mean it. All right. So I have to make a couple of announcements before we get to the news. One is that this is the last Thursday Night Live from this location. My radio station here is kind of... how would I put it? The radio station is the Titanic, and the band has started playing, and so I'm gonna head to the lifeboats before I get wet. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right. Wait, yeah. So it's a sinking ship. I think if you're in any job, you kind of recognize the signs. I don't know if you can see that wall back there, but the writing's on it. So, anyway, I've been wanting to make the move for a while now, so that's what I'm going to do. and that happens this weekend. And you can see, where's camera 2? Camera 2. I got a lot of stuff to move. And that's only what's in this room. Remote pilot. And that's only in this room. I've got other rooms just filled with stuff. So anyway, all next week I'm actually taking off from work and making sure that everything gets set up at our new location, which is...
Your mom's house?
Right down... No, I'm not at that point yet. Which is right down the street. Now, I'm still working here. I'm not losing my job or quitting or anything. I'm just, just moving on down there. So, anyway. And let me back up here. The $20 super chat. I'm going to try something tonight. And for every $20 or more super chat, I will give you a story. A custom-made story. And I'll try that right now. Now, when you make the super chat or super sticker, you just put your message and then put what you'd like the story to be about. So, Metro Drones, happy TNL everyone. 65 days until Spin Up 2019. So let's go ahead and I'll get some music. It's going to be a scary story. All right. So, Metro Drones. As you mentioned, there's only 65 days until Spin Up 2019. But what people don't realize is there's only 65 days until everybody dies at Spin Up! Oh, sure, it's going to be fun. We're all going to fly our drones. It's going to be a great time. But one of us is a murderer! And we won't know which one until we're murdered. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you like that story and you want one, $20 or more super chat. All right. Was that silly? That was dumb. I can think of better stories if you give me a better story ammo. So, we should probably go ahead and get to the news. Let's head on into the newsroom.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
Ladies and gentlemen, sitting in for Jeff Sills, who's still recovering, in the newsroom, it's Greg Coonert. What's up, my friend? Oh, look at that. He's actually in Jeff's newsroom. How did you do that? Are you magic? And I can't hear you. Oh, no. Oh, no. We have mime news. He muted something and he didn't unmute it. Mateus, are you still there, bud?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now, if something ever goes wrong with Wirecast, he's the first person I call.
Who do you call now? And you usually call him in the morning, like 7 a.m.?
I do. I never know what time it is. Greg, we can't hear you, bud. And now, here is Mateus with a joke.
What did the bartender tell the horse that went into a bar?
What?
Why the long face?
Hey! That's a good one. All right, now back to the newsroom. Uh-oh. Greg's freaking out. We have so much news. But luckily, we also have a $20 super chat from Droning Harry. So since he didn't put what topic he would like his story to be about, I'm going to let Mateus choose the topic. What will be the topic of Droning Harry's story while Greg fixes the audio?
Droning Harry? Who do you mean?
What is it?
You have to explain more.
Oh, just give me any topic. Love, whatever, anything.
Brexit.
Brexit. Oh, okay. Gotta get the right music. By the way, if you think this sucks, just go ahead and let me know and we'll stop Toot Sweet. All right. This is all about Brexit, which I know nothing about. All right. The story is about Brexit and a man named Harry, as I put on a horrible, horrible English accent. Greg is toiling away in the very silent newsroom. We still can't hear him yet. Oh, he's back. All right, very good. News in just a moment, but first, Brexit. Brexit, the word itself, is a combination of Britain and exit. Or is it breakfast and exit, which would also be Brexit. So apparently from this American, I'm getting that they want to leave the European Union. Is that right? The end. Very good. Very good. Thank you. That story was way too long. But thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate it. That was a dumb story. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're all doing it. All right, I'll do one more. This is from Mike Young. And by the way, just very quickly, Jeff, let's check in with him. We did record a message for everyone. He is very, very sick. He had a scare in the hospital. So here's a message from our buddy Jeff. If I can stop that music and then go over here and then do that and then click on this thing and then do that over there like that. And then no. Okay. Well, to heck with that. How do I, where's the thing? What happened to where did we go? What? Okay, it's falling apart. And Matthias luckily isn't saying anything. You just leave me swinging in the wind, buddy. Your mic's on, is it not?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
It's on.
Feel free to join the show any old time, buddy. All right, let me see. Now I'm having a problem with audio. Oh, okay, here we go. I got the Jeff video. Greg, are you okay? You got your audio working?
Okay, I'm here.
Good. Here's
back.
a message from our regular news guy, Jeff Sills. Here's our Jeff. How you doing, bud? How you feeling?
I'm recovering slowly.
Okay, now don't talk much, because for those who don't know, Jeff, who usually does our news, accidentally swallowed a bag of nails. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, if you want to use that as the excuse, it's perfect.
Okay, well, he had to go to the hospital last week, and he's still recovering, and he can't talk that well because he had some issues with his throat and his tongue and everything. So just wanted to check in on you and let everybody know that you'll be back next week, right?
Next week, definitely.
Okay, but tonight, I pledge to you, Jeff, that you will get a percentage of all super chats and super stickers.
Thank you very much.
To help aid in your recovery. The percentage is 1.2%. So that ought to help, right?
Oh yeah. I'll get some bubble gum or something.
There you go. We love you, man. See you next time.
Take care.
And
bye.
Oh man. He really is he's in bad shape. So thank you very much for your thoughts and or prayers. And now let's get back to the newsroom.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
Try number 2 as we head on into the fake newsroom. It's Greg Koenig.
Hey, Ken. How
Hey,
you
man.
doing?
Hey, man. That's really cool the way you popped yourself into the Jeff newsroom.
Yeah, but
Oh.
maybe not.
Oh, man. All right. That's not too busy.
Okay, let's get started. So
Yeah.
the first news story today, DJI has officially launched the Osmo Mobile 3.
Oh,
after
yeah.
the previous model was listed as out of stock for several months, but that's not the full story. DJI's message has got lost with all of the buzz around the new Mavic Mini and the leaks coming out about that.
Yeah, well, here is now. This is the Osmo Mobile 3, and it folds. I'm guessing that's the only difference. So it's
Pretty
a
much.
smaller form factor.
It doesn't block the microphone either.
Oh yeah,
So that's a pro.
huh. Anyway, so who in the chat is going to buy one of these things? Anybody? Just let me know in the chat. And by the way, we're going to get back to your stories here in a minute. Let me know if the stories suck or if they're good. Because I'll stop right away. It doesn't matter. Or we could do stories all night. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. This is the last show in this location before I move down the street. So we can do whatever we want. We can trash
Let's
the place.
enjoy it.
We can
Let's
trash the
enjoy
place and throw. What are they? The rock stars? They break out a wall. They smash guitars and jump out the window into the pool. That's what we're gonna do tonight.
Surströmming jerky. We have a proposal here from Kevin Knight.
Oh,
Surströmming. Do you know what surströmming is?
I didn't understand what you said.
Surströmming is fermented herring. That's a proposed
that,
new
yes.
product. Surströmming jerky.
No. I've seen YouTube videos of people that have died from that.
They just throw up. It's not that bad.
I will die of throwing up. And now, not to derail the news anymore, back to the news. What's next? Oh, you were talking about the Mavic Mini?
Yeah, so more on DJI, the Mavic Mini. Speaking of which, the Mavic has had a baby, and we've got leaked footage from the proud parents. According to the leaks, the drone will feature a 12-megapixel 4K sensor and retail for $399 when it launches. It's rumoured to be 350 grams, which is a little bit over the 250-gram limit to avoid limitations.
I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit lighter than that. Don't things that don't exist weigh less? Just kidding.
Yeah, the rumors are that it's going to be 350. So if you don't want to have FAA restrictions, I gather it's got to be below 250 grams, but not going to hit that limit.
Do you think it's a real thing, or is it just some other 3D printed dream? Because I mean, it looks pretty good, but look at that. See, I don't think that DJI would put out a product in 2019 with a battery door. I just don't think they'd do it.
You know, I was thinking about that. One of the reasons for having a battery door is potentially a better interlocking system, because sometimes if a battery falls out of the aircraft, it goes down. If that is a method that you can make sure it's going to lock it in better, maybe that'll get an exemption to fly over people or something. I don't know.
I'm skeptical.
Yeah,
that battery door.
I'm very skeptical as well. And the only drone that falls out of the sky when the battery falls out is the GoPro Karma. So far. What's next?
Our next story today, a US Army reconnaissance drone was shot down north of the Iraqi capital after a hacker attack. The drone was reported not to be seriously damaged, and the attackers have provided the serial number of the board to confirm the incident. The reports indicate that the drone may have been electronically intercepted with a forced landing. This aircraft was handed over to Iraqi security forces.
Wow, what happens to you if you get caught hacking a military drone? I think you should be made to ride in that drone while somebody else flies it. You know, just strap that person to the outside. I don't know. Wow. Thoughts, Matthias?
That's over 250 grams for sure.
Yeah, for
way
sure.
Over.
By the way,
over.
I made an intro song for you this evening.
Yeah,
Matthias. I worked so hard on it. So here it is.
Play it?
I'll play it now. Okay, here it is.
Thank you.
Tonight on the show, co-hosting is it's Matthias. 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 Oh, it's Matthias.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's Amadeus, right? The song.
Yeah. No, it's the original song. I wrote it myself.
Yeah.
All right, now back to the news.
Speaking of partying, a day out on board a party boat proved to be a hair-raising experience for one passenger after a drone filming the revelers got tangled up in her hair.
This is awesome.
Of North Texas student Ty Hellman shared footage of the incident on Twitter.
Look at this. Look, and you'd never know it except there's a shadow shot. Look at that. That's just fantastic. And what's the name of the...
like something from Scissorman.
Yeah, it does.
Edward Scissorhands, something like, yeah.
What's the name of the dude that posted the footage? Ty?
Ty, yeah.
Do you think Greg, do you think that he can untie the drone?
Oh.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I
can tell you, Ken, my daughter, I had a tello get one prop in my daughter's hair. She's got really, really long hair. And just that one small, tiny prop caused a world of pain. And I'm just imagining it looked like a phantom there, and that's not going to end well.
Did you have to cut her hair?
Yeah.
And did she pay for the prop?
The prop was fine. The prop lived to fight another day.
Okay.
The hair, not so much.
Okay.
My wife tried to fly the little Hubsan at home, and she was pretty confident and was on to trying to fly a drone. And then she flew straight into the face of my 2-year-old. That was kind of the end of it. But it didn't stick.
Oh, no.
Because he didn't have that long hair.
And
that was the
what was
the end of her droning career.
What was the noise that your 2-year-old made after that happened?
Loud.
Okay.
I just regret I didn't get it on film. I mean, that would be a viral clip immediately, right?
Yeah, you'll have to recreate that. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
All right. What's next,
Hey,
Greg?
Ken, next story. Have you heard of geocaching?
No, but I've heard of geocaching.
Well,
We're having accent fun tonight, aren't we?
Tomato. Geocaching. Police have found a geocache beacon and pressed the panic button and sent in a drone to take photos.
Okay.
Friday night, a suspicious object was reported to law enforcement after it was discovered right along Highway 20 in Mobile, Iowa. Authorities eventually determined it wasn't dangerous at all, part of a game called geocaching. Before authorities knew what it was, they blocked all lanes of Highway 20 and rerouted traffic from the scene. The Woodbury County Sheriff's Office investigated. Sheriff's Office personnel used the agency's drone to assess that situation from above.
So we had our drone operator come in and fly the drone up to it. He's able to get some pictures of it, and that just increased our concern. So we called the state fire marshal. They have the expertise in exploding devices, explosives, and things like that.
As we mentioned, the object discovered by authorities is part of a game called geocaching. That's where objects that are tracked by GPS are hidden in public places. Wingert says there was no danger to the public.
Isn't it a sad state of affairs that we go right to bomb or whatever when we see something like that now?
It is, but you know what? I'm even more amused by the fact that they sent in the state fire marshal because they've got expertise in blowing things up. Right.
By the way, hats off to your graphics team. I think your graphics have changed 10 times in the last 10 minutes. Your graphics budget must be through the roof.
Big team.
Yeah, big team. All right, I have to apologize to Don Joyce. He's on the on deck circle. The news is going long because it's my fault. It's totally my fault. But we'll get to you here in just a minute. What's next?
Moving on, using drones for power line inspections is pretty routine, but line of sight requirements can slow down this work until now. Census Technologies has confirmed that one of their aircraft has completed a 51-mile utility inspection in just 6 hours, and they were detecting problems after Hurricane Barry.
Oh, cool. Did
Have
we
you
have
got
some
the photo from that one?
Is that that one?
Photo for that?
Is that thing?
That's the one. That's the aircraft, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that looks like something that can stay in the air a while.
Yeah.
What's that called again?
It's a vertical takeoff and landing drone, so it converts to a quad, but it can go as a normal fixed wing as well.
The VTOL. Yeah, I got an email from that company just today. They wanted me to promote a link or a video about it, and so I replied, "Sure, I'll review it. Send me one." It's like $7,000. It's worth a shot. I mean,
could have worked.
Look, I mean, you never know. Oh, this guy wants us to send. Okay, send one. All right. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like good to me.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, hacking drones has been in the news in the past, but with an unusual twist. Drones are now being used to hack other devices. In this clip, one security researcher has mounted a software-defined radio on a drone to get close to a TV antenna and send signals that will exploit a vulnerability in smart TVs to take over the television.
Oh wow, that looks heavy. I mean, the Phantom 3 is a pretty rugged drone, but so it has to get that close to the antenna to do something.
Well,
look at that.
It's not a high-powered radio transmitter, and obviously you've got to overpower the signals from the broadcast station as well. So getting it nice and close, that's going to make that a bit easier.
Wow. What would be the practical application of this? Direct marketing to one dude?
Like that, putting DEFCON 27 on someone else's TV screen, taking it over.
Okay. Or it could be, just if you just want to scare your family. You could put one of those fake The World Is Ending videos on and then film them inside.
If you want to take over a company net, then you could fly the drone over a security fence and be able to come really close to the the network inside a company.
Yeah,
That's probably what they're looking to do.
Right. See, I always go for the practical joke aspect, but you go to the real world. Okay. Yeah,
I
can
used
see.
to work with that stuff.
I got you. Now this
Once
next
you've taken
story.
over the TV, if there's a television sitting inside a bank and someone goes and takes over the TV, it's also connected to the internet in some cases. Who knows? Anything's possible.
Well, for those who are watching who would take our ideas and run with them, you're welcome. What's next?
Next one, we've got some motorists must have thought they were on a movie set when they saw a small plane making an emergency in Washington State. This footage was captured by a patrol officer's dash
From
cam.
a far distance was a remote control plane. As it continued going north, it got bigger and bigger and bigger to the point of, okay, that's really close to the ground. I think he's trying to land it on State Route 7. I see him getting closer and closer to the ground. The wheels hit the ground, kind of wobbles a little bit. He was able to hit the brakes to bring it to a stop in the center turn lane.
Wow. Thank goodness he landed safely. And then, I mean, do you get a ticket for that? I mean, do you get...
He stopped at red.
He did. He stopped at the red.
It stopped on red, yeah.
And then there's a 7-Eleven across the street. I guess he can get himself a Slurpee. What kind of plane? That looks really teeny tiny, like maybe an experimental or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Huh.
Very small one. But then the rest of the police officers did come back and give him a ticket, apparently. Anyway,
but
moving on.
What do you give him a ticket for? I mean, you cannot just imagine something to give him a ticket for, right?
Right. That's an emergency landing if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
Obstructing traffic.
Yeah. Unless he happens to work right there across the street. Now that'd be cheating. Yeah.
True. Our next story, drones flying at protests in Hong Kong have been in the news recently, but the Russians are a little bit more aggressive in their approach to drones at protests. This drone was captured at a protest rally in Moscow where locals were fighting for fair elections.
It looks a little staged, doesn't it?
But it's funny how they try to make it look like a big gun, but it's just a TV antenna.
Right.
More or less, right? It's just an antenna. And
See,
it just makes a drone lose contact and then
that's
land.
it. Yeah. And the second dude knew that if you tilted it would turn off the propellers. So maybe it's a little staged because the army dudes did not look at the camera at all. I mean, if there was somebody, if you're holding this, I'm just fake.
Fake news.
Yeah, oh, please. What's next?
Moving on, an Australian story. In Australia, increasing shark sightings on the mid-north coast have pushed locals to take extra safety measures. One drone operator in Tuncurry has fitted his drone with a siren to warn beachgoers if a shark is nearby.
Spotting a shark in the water was once a rare occurrence for mid-north coast beachgoers. But for some, it's now a daily sight.
To seeing sharks 2 or 3 times a morning, 2 or 3 times in the afternoon. You know, they've definitely increased.
Local drone operator Adam Fitzroy has taken it upon himself to warn others. The Tuncurry photographer fitting out his drone so he can sound a siren to alert surfers from the shore. Now he's pushing for mid-north coast surf life saving clubs to get on board.
Something needs to be done about this because this is such a popular destination. So many tourists here every year.
Surf life saving clubs already use drones to improve beach safety, but these devices aren't fitted with shark alarms.
We have one drone within our area, and each area along the coast has a drone for search and rescue work and for events like ocean swims and so forth.
DPI is already running a similar program on the far north coast with plans to expand to other regions. But with no recent shark attacks further south, it's uncertain if the initiative will hit the mid-north coast.
It's one of those programs that's going to take time to roll out because it is a huge logistic problem.
Local lifesavers encouraging beachgoers to be aware but not alarmed.
We actually know that they're there now. They've probably always been there, we've never known, but now that we've got people flying drones and we've got people looking, we know that they're there.
That's a great idea. I'd feel a lot better swimming in the shark-infested waters of Australia if there was a drone flying to let me know. But a drone won't see those teeny tiny little dime-sized jellyfish that'll kill you, will they, right?
No. Yeah, this is going to kill your tourism.
Right. I mean, there's so many things that will kill you in Australia. So many things.
There's like 100 animals that can kill you in Australia.
Man, you got drop bears, you got the tarantulas that can run faster than me. Well, that's not saying a lot. I mean, I don't run that fast.
So when are you getting a passport, Ken?
Oh, I'm getting the passport on the 12th of Neverary. Soon. Ding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, after you get your passport, the FAA, Ken, wants you to go back to school, but they want you to be the principal at the school. The FAA wants you to help administer a knowledge and safety test. And in fact, this is for anyone who's a commercial registered pilot. A request for information has been posted asking for pilots to submit suggestions on how to administer the knowledge test for recreational flyers.
Yeah, and there's a link in the description if you want to be a part of that. Check it out. By the way, I have my chat screen frozen so that I am not missing all the people that want stories. What are people saying? Am I missing super chats?
Yeah, you just missed a very big donation here from Daniel Kolklauscher.
Okay.
Sorry about the pronunciation there. All for Jeff, please. The heart and soul of the show.
Aw, thank you so much for that. Now, I'm going to start with Mike Young, RSP Drone Photography, and work my way down if it'll let me re-scroll again. Sometimes my scroller's broken. You know us older people, our scrollers break all the time. What's next there, Greg?
Okay. We got one more quick story. We have heard stories in the past about people shooting at drones. One woman has been arrested and charged with illegal use of weapons after police say she shot at a drone that turned out to be an airplane. Officers say she admitted
When
to
police
firing
arrived at
6 rounds.
Stacey Rogers' house, officers say she admitted firing 3 rounds at a drone, trying to shoot it down. However, it wasn't a drone, instead a manned aircraft.
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
So last night we were doing our second round of aerial spray work as it relates to mosquitoes.
The Mosquito Abatement District says it notified Ouachita Parish residents ahead of time to make sure they knew what was happening.
48 hours or more in advance, 24 hours in advance, and then the day of. So we do try to keep everyone abreast of what's going on.
The district contracts out to Clark Environmental Mosquito Control for aerial spraying. Clark says none of the bullets hit the plane.
We were informed once our pilot landed by the local authorities that this incident had transpired. They were not aware at the time, as far as I know.
Rogers was arrested and charged with illegal use of a weapon, but is out after paying a $500 bond.
One of the folks that we had on the ground for this operation has been doing this for more than 30 years, and this is the first time he's ever encountered something like this.
Residents are encouraged to call their local non-emergency police line if they see an aircraft that may look suspicious.
When will people realize that drones are aircraft and you cannot shoot them down? You just can't. Don't do it.
Even if you could, where's it going to go? It's not going to go up into outer space when you shoot at it and if you hit it.
Right, the parts are going to come down and clobber you in your dumb head. Yeah. Awesome.
But to me as a European, it's fascinating that you have so much regulation on the drones, but then you can have a gun and shoot. I mean, a drone is not that dangerous. We have zero regulation on the drone. Anybody can fly it, but you cannot have a gun unless you're a hunter.
This is
let's just stop it there.
This is a point that is been made before by others, but you know, here in apostrophe Merca, you know, we have our right to bear arms and all that. We don't have a right to bear drones. So anyway, so just to let everybody know, coming up after we talk to Don Joyce from Canada, I'm going to play a fun game with audio logos. Do you know what sonic branding is? It's it's trademarked audio from companies. You know, like
Harley Davidson has it, right? Their sound of the motorcycles is branded. You cannot copy that.
I believe so, but I'm talking more of things like NBC, like bong bong bong, just little quick, you know, like Yahoo, that kind of thing. So
that's taken.
Yeah, that one is taken. So we're gonna play that later, and I'm gonna see because you have a completely different point of reference, Mateus. From everybody else. It's Mateus, it's Mateus, it's Mateus, it's Mateus, it's Mateus. And we'll play.
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
That's mine.
All
Don't
right.
touch it.
Good. All right. Greg, thank you so much for sitting in for, oh wait, I think we have this important exclusive news. What's going on? Hold on, I have to get my important news. Here we go. All right, this just in. We have, what is it? Exclusive news from Greg Cooner and Oz by Drone channel. What is it?
So, Ken, this week on Oz by Drone, we're going to have people on our show flying live, coming up onto the stream. We can have lots and lots of different people. Come and watch it tomorrow. You'll be flying a drone in another country, and not just coming up on your screen, but it'll be coming up live on the show. You'll be part of the show, and anyone can come in and join it tomorrow.
Wow.
Boom, fly there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That'll be fun watching your internet break, because that sounds like you probably need a little bit of bandwidth to do, right? Or no, I don't know. Good luck with that. Oh, hey.
And bandwidth, we need internet.
Yeah, there's his live ticker of his info that only network geeks like himself can understand. I don't know what's going on there, but it looks bad. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate you sitting in for our ailing Jeff Sills. And until next time, yeah, you know the rest.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.
All right. Man, we got to catch up. We got to catch up quick. We are so far behind. So I know Don Joyce is waiting, but I've got all these stories. So it's up to Mateus what we should do right now.
Oh.
Should we do stories or bring in our
let's
guests?
do that.
All right, we'll do the stories. Okay, just want to make sure I was disconnected with Greg. Now, got some really great video. You can see here on my table all the video, and the viewer video of the week is fantastic. And I'll already tell you who it's from. It's from Jesus. That's the truth. That's the truth. All right, so Mike Young, RSP Drone Photography, $20 super chat, and of course that means he gets a story. So let me go over here to the story music picker 1000, and he says, once upon a time on a dark and stormy night, the end of a dark forest path, alone and on and on. Oh, okay, so he wants scary. Okay, so we're gonna look up scary music. Okay, here we go. All right. Once upon a time on a dark, stormy night, at the end of a dark forest path that was also dark, alone in a dark haunted house, the dark ghost of a dark droner's past came to teach us the true meaning of droning life. Ha ha. And just as he was learning those lessons, a ghost named Mateus Allring popped out and said,
"Try Marmite." That's pretty scary. Actually, really scary. Have you tried it?
Hey, we tried this thing. It was an experiment.
Yeah, Vegemite. That's like even worse.
Try what? Try what?
Vegemite. It's like
oh, Vegemite. Yeah, it's terrible.
Vegetarian Marmite, I think. I don't know what the Marmite is made of. Is that an animal? No.
Well, it's probably the ass of an animal. The Grumpy Vlogger.
They all eat it.
Thank you so much, the Grumpy Vlogger. Here's $10 for my 2020 presidential campaign fund. I'd vote for you, buddy. And Jack Bisson. What did he say? Oh man, now I got my thing screwed up and I won't scroll. What did he say? What did Jack say? Peanut butter something. I hate the world. What is this? What did he say? Scroll back for me there, Matthias. Why can't I scroll back any further?
To whom?
Jack Bisson. I think he said peanut butter ghosts. Oh, and Tommy Works, $2 super chat. Thank you. He says you are appreciated. Okay. So I think Jack wants a scary one as well. So let's hit the scary music one more time.
Vegemite will put hairs on your chest, you haters.
Once upon a time.
Can somebody disclose what it is?
Once upon a time, Jack Bisson went to the grocery store in search of peanut butter. He already had the jelly, but he needed the peanut butter to complete his sandwich. He went down the peanut butter aisle and looked, but it wasn't there. There was merely a half-invisible jar of what looked like it might have been peanut butter at one time. He picked it up, turned it around, and it said peanut butter, R.I.P. 1987. Is this the ghost of peanut butter past? Yes. So he took it home and started making his sandwich with the ghost peanut butter and the very alive jelly. He put it up to his mouth, and just as he was going to take a bite, he said,
"Yummy."
Worst story ever. Oh my God. So I'm trying to involve you in the process here. It's not working. We're failing miserably. All right, let me see. I saw a very large super chat, and I didn't want to ignore them. Who sent that? Oh my goodness, Daniel. How do you say that? You said it before, Daniel. Collager, right, Daniel? Daniel C. Thank you so much for that. Oh my gosh, $100. Look at, I'm getting red.
Yeah, that was all for Jeff, please. I
all
read
for
that
Jeff,
out
please.
before.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. The heart and soul of the show. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I read that and thanked him. My goodness, you know, it really does help the show quite a bit, and it will help Jeff. Wow.
The 1.5% he gets.
Right, which should be about $2.13. Man, his family's gonna love you. The rest goes to charity. This girl Charity, I know, she dances down at the Boom Boom. Wow. Oh, now hold on. Yeah. A wrong has been done. Somebody made a super chat for $10 and then Nightbot deleted it. What is up with that?
Censored.
How does that even happen? I apologize to you. Please send it again. No, don't. Just keep sending it until it gets through. No, so I don't even know. If Nightbot deletes a super chat, do I get it? Does Nightbot steal my money? What's going on with that? Freaking Nightbot. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry about that. And Drone Obsessed, Jerry. Hey, Jerry Calverley. $1 super chat. Appreciate it. Oh, that's a super sticker, I think. A little smiley face guy. Okay. Am I caught up? I think I'm caught up. All right. Let's go ahead and bring in our guest, Don Joyce. He's been waiting so long. He's up there in Canada. And I'm going to call him as Matthias tells us a wonderful joke. Didn't know you had to be part of the show, did you?
I told you all my jokes already. What's a horse joke? I don't have any more.
That's it? You only have one in your hip pocket? Oh man.
Yeah.
I love putting people on the spot. That's all right. All right. So
the Canadian drone pilot, I looked at his channel. It's like he has a lot of stuff on how to get through that really tough regulations that they have up there.
Yes, and there's a link to his channel in the description. I urge you to check it out. Are you there, bud? Don? Oh no, we waited too long.
He said, "Wake me up when we get back to the regular scheduled programming."
Who said that?
And
Don?
I think he fell asleep.
Oh, sorry, Don. See, it's 2 a.m. where Matthias is,
Yeah,
Not where
I'm
you
not
are,
sleeping.
buddy. He's in the same time zone. Come on, man. Get with it. All right, I'll give him one more try here. One more try. Alexa, tell me a joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there? Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus who? Tyrannosaurus wrecks your house if you don't open up that door.
By the way, as we welcome Don in, by the way, if you ask Alexa for a joke, and I just said her name, Alexa, shut up. If it's a knock-knock joke, she should say knock-knock. You should say who's there. She should say the thing. You know what I mean? She's saying both parts of the joke, and that's just wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Welcome.
Hey, Don.
Hi there. How are you?
Hey, so introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from in Canada and what's going on with you.
Hey, so my name's Don. I live in Ottawa, Canada, the capital of Canada, which is in Ontario, and I'm an engineer. And in my spare time, I do a lot of droning, and so it's a lot of fun. And recently, I've become kind of a guy who does a lot of drone regulation videos as well about the new Canadian drone laws. So
okay, and if you're interested in that, you can check out his channel. Like I said, there's a link in the description. And you sent me a few panels from the exam. Are these actual questions from the test?
No, they're not real questions. If you actually copy and publish one of the real questions, there's like $1,000 fine or something like this. So it's no, I took some topics and I made some little adjustments to the answers.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be really impressed with Canada. Here's one of them. So, and the answer, of course, is
such an important thing to know. What time are METARs done? So.
Right. So it's the question that's real, but the answers are not.
Well, the questions I made up the questions based on some topics.
Oh, okay. Remember, so they're similar. They're similar.
They're similar. Yeah.
I got you.
And probably, I don't know, most people who've done any of these Part 107s and stuff would know that a METAR is like a weather report.
Right.
But,
so under what circumstances is it okay to operate a drone near a manned aircraft such as there is a risk of collision? If you know the guy and he owes you $20. Okay. That's funny. What causes hypoxia?
This was my favorite.
Yeah.
I think everyone who took the exam got a question about hypoxia. And as everyone knows, hypoxia is what you get when there's a hippo on your chest.
Oh, hypoxia. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
that's
seriously,
when you fly too high, right? But you have to be in the drone then.
You have to be in the drone.
Right. That doesn't make any
flying
sense.
on a mountain, and in which case, how did you get there?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
A lot of these questions, just like the FAA test, the Part 107 test, are for fixed wing. That they have mixed in there. Apparently, the way we have it set up is if you take your Part 107 and you want to continue your training to become an actual pilot, you can, and that training from the Part 107 will actually help you get your fixed wing pilot's license.
Yeah, well, I've had many very experienced pilots actually contact me and say, "Can you help? Because I can fly a plane. I've flown a plane for like 20 years, but I can't pass this exam." So.
Yeah, and you sent me this, which is kind of funny. It kind of says it all.
Yeah.
And in the United States, if you have your pilot's license already, you don't have to take the written test. You can just call them and say, "Hey," or whatever. I forget what they have to do, but it's nothing like everyone else. Let me go ahead and go.
But is there a lower limit, or do you have to do all this for all drones, like a Spark even, or?
Yeah, so the way it's set up, and the basic idea, to be honest, it isn't too crazy. It's the execution that they've screwed up on. The idea is fine, but the execution sucks. So if your drone is between 250 and 250 grams and 55 kilos, then you are under these specific regulations. So if you're below 250 grams, there's only one rule, and that's don't do stupid things. And it actually is written that way. Doing stupid things is prohibited. But all of the rest of the regulations apply to every drone between 250 grams and 55 kilos, whether it's recreational or commercial. There's no distinction whatsoever. And the only difference is that there's two levels to the pilots. You can be a basic pilot or what they call an advanced certification pilot. And it really pertains to where you can fly. So a basic pilot can fly, has to stay away from airports and controlled airspace, and has to stay farther away from people, 30 meters or about 100 feet away from people, whereas an advanced pilot can, under certain circumstances with permission and all this kind of stuff, fly in controlled airspace, fly close to airports and aerodromes, and they can fly a little closer to people if they have the right kind of drone.
So
what about kids? Can kids get this license as well, or kids cannot fly?
You have to be 14 years old, if I recall correctly. Yeah, 14 years old for the basic, or 16 for the advanced. You can fly if you're a kid. Like if you're a 10-year-old kid and your dad has a license to fly, you can fly with his direct supervision. Strangely enough, if you're an adult, you can't fly with a pilot's.
Oh, is that right? Is that right?
It's kind of weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is kind of weird. But it's just like in this country, it's the government trying to force common sense and thinking that if people get more information, maybe they won't be as stupid with drones. And those who really want to make money with their drones, they're going to have to jump through all these hoops. So the more motivated you are, the less likely you are to be stupid. But then there's the whole rest of the population who buys a drone down at the quick stop and sends it up. How high, how far, how fast, and all that.
Yeah. As I said, it doesn't matter whether you're flying recreationally or commercially with the Canadian rules. It's all the same rules apply, no matter whether you're doing it for money or not.
So let me show you a couple more of these here. You made this up, right?
Actually, a question like that was on one of the exams I took. Yeah.
Okay, and then this one here, I kind of have an issue with. Oh, wait, no, there wasn't. Oh, yes,
pressure.
Yeah. My issue is that it's an invalid question because you misspelled center.
Oh, that's the Canadian spelling.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
But I'm kind of a stickler for details, and believe it or not, there are many typos, like spelling errors on the exam, and that just drives me nuts. So,
is that right? I mean, you'd think that they would edit those, right? That
maybe have a spell checker on hand. Yeah, it's kind of strange. Like there's a lot of questions around parts of a wing. Like you have to know how the Bernoulli principle works and things like this. And one of the parts of a wing is the chord, which is spelled C-H-O-R-D. Well, they spelled it consistently chord. It drove me nuts. I think I lost 10 minutes just going on the exam.
I think you could argue that you could probably get that one right by just complaining about the question itself. You should probably do that. Hey, every week we do a thing called Would You Ride It with our guests, and this week it's an interesting one. This is the air speeder. Have you heard about this thing?
I have not.
Yeah, check this out. And let me know in the chat if you would ride it.
Airspeeder is the world's first flying car racing series. We're here at the Goodwood Aerodrome at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and we've been demonstrating our flying car prototype for the public.
It looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
It looks insane.
Yeah.
Speed at the Future Labs Pavilion.
The whole point of drones is not to be in there.
Yeah. Then it's not a drone, right? If you're in it.
Yeah. In our racing series, in the Airspeeder series, and this is the world's first look at this beautiful, very big, very red, very exciting flying racing car.
Where do I sign up?
Are you on board with that, Don?
I gotta go. I gotta get on that right now.
Oh wow!
It's very powerful, very fast, flies up to 200 k's an hour, and incredibly maneuverable. People have been just queuing out the door to have a try on our VR simulator and to see the Mark IV. Working on something for so long behind closed doors and then finally showing it to the world, really, really rewarding.
We can take off down that way, and then I'll go onto the runway, come down.
This is the world's first look at such a powerful eVTOL built for performance. I think
Wait a
the
minute.
biggest takeaway from Goodwood
Why
has
does it
been,
sound like gas motors on
that
that thing?
embrace
Gas
from the
engine.
public has been
Probably is.
so
I don't think they're gas.
No, it said electronic or electric. Just
Yeah, it's got to be.
Motorsport
and then they added the boom sound on top.
No, that's how larger bladed quads sound. When you get props that big, they really push the wind around. So what are people saying in the chit chat? I'm seeing a lot of hard no's. I'm a hard no on that just because I don't see an airbag or a parachute or a big soft beanbag underneath.
Surprisingly, a lot of people that want to go on that. Anybody, Viggo Koch and the other FPV guys, that train every day and they crash so many times every day to get to that skill level.
Right.
I mean, they have the skill to fly that, but they know that if I crash like I usually do many times a day, I die.
Right.
I mean, that's like playing Counter-Strike or something and then go out and shoot with real bullets. Those guys that play Counter-Strike would not like to go to war, I think.
That is actually something that they may not even have considered, that the reason why people are able to fly so fancily is because there's no consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But as Don said, it is red.
It's very red.
It's red. So
you
looks good.
Jeff is in the chat. Jeff Sills, he said, I'd ride it. Well, Jeff right now is all hopped up on medication, so he's not thinking right. Gary H said, heck yeah. Okay. Wow. I mean, it does look fun. All right, here's another question. Would you ride it if an expert was piloting it and not you? Would you be a passenger in it with somebody else flying it? You see?
No.
Unless that pilot was strapped with explosives, and if you died, he died. I don't think that he would be as careful as he would if he was in it. But anyway, and I wanted to thank. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss you. One X-Ray Doc, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for supporting the channel tonight. It is greatly appreciated. Quick question for the chat as we were about to say goodbye to Don. Here's a quick poll, and you can answer this, and we'll read it later. What is the sexiest accent? Is it the Australian accent? Is it Swedish accent? The American accent? Or the Canadian accent? Or another accent?
First, you have to hear the Swedish accent so that you understand what we are voting about.
Yeah, okay. do your
Swedish accent.
Do your turbo Swedish accent. You did this for me off air before. Go
Which
ahead.
one? When I talk like this, I don't know what we were talking about that time, but it sounds a little bit more like this. So when we speak Swedish, English, or Swinglish, like we call it.
That's hilarious to me. People doing the impression of themselves. That's funny. Don, thank you so much for taking the time to be on tonight. The link to his channel is in the description. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we let you go?
Well, I want to mention to all my Canadian fans and any Canadian watchers, one of the issues with the exam that I didn't mention is that there's no study guide from the government. So it's one of these things that you imagine having a driver's exam, but no study guide for how to drive. So I put together a study guide. 44,000 people, believe it or not, have watched my video on how to go through the basic exam, and that's kind of strange because there's only 21,000 people who have actually got the basic exam. But watch my video if you're stumped and you really want to get through that either the basic or the advanced. I've got study guides for both of those, as well as the flight review.
I had a look at your channel. It was really structured, all these different lessons, and then you have like a final preparation for the test at the end. It's very structured.
Yeah, Matthias
I even
loves
have a video for how to watch the videos.
Matthias loves structure. That's what he does for a living. He is a very organized person. How much is it? How much is it to take the test itself?
To register your drone itself is $5 per drone. It's $10 to take the test each time, and if you fail, you have to wait 24 hours. And it's online, and it's basically an open book. But the questions are so insane that
you can take the test online.
Yeah.
Here's where I do a rollout. $150 to take the Part 107 FAA test, and you can't retest if you fail for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I can't completely roll out because I got boxes.
It's a huge difference, but I mean, honestly, the basic is not too bad, but the advanced is a doozy. You're not going to get through that with with less than 2 or 3 attempts for sure.
Okay, but I keep going back to online. So there's nobody supervising you.
Google.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't that scare them? That there's gonna. I mean, okay, all right. That's okay. All right. Well.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything more about that. Google it up, people.
And believe it or not, it's still hard.
Right.
Even with all that stuff.
Wow.
Because they ask questions that are bizarre.
Well,
bizarre.
So you can get to your study guide through your YouTube channel, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And the other thing you'll see on the YouTube channel, since I'm plugging things,
plug away,
is the Drone Pilot Canada app. It works inside a coffee mug. No, it's a mobile phone app that covers all the weird requirements that the Canadian regulations have. Like you have to have flight logs, procedures, checklists, maintenance logs. You have to have a copy of your drone's instruction manual on your person when you're flying. So my app just downloads it and puts it in a PDF basically right on your phone. You have to all have all of this stuff with you, or there's thousands of dollars of fines. So with one simple app, a buddy and I put together a wonderful app, and it's available for both iOS or Android, and takes care of all those procedural issues without having to lug around a binder full of paperwork.
Very good. Well, thanks again, Don, for your time. We got it. The show's going to be 4 hours long tonight, but that's, again, my fault. Thank you so much for being on.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye. All right. And I neglected to tell him that I was sorry for being late. I didn't mean to be late, and I wanted to tell him that I'm really sorry about that. What did people say was the sexiest accent in the chat? What did people say? Was it?
Yeah, I think so. You don't have to check.
No, I don't have to check. I'll just take your word for it. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and I'm going to play a couple close call videos here. Since
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. The first one is from Alan. And he says, on a recent episode of Thursday Night Live, you asked for close call videos. And yes, you can send any kind of video to me. Ken Heron upload at gmail.com. Please make it like a YouTube or Vimeo streaming link and not a big, huge honking file. And he says, I hope this video meets your criteria for a close call. Every time I watch this video, I squirm and think of how close I came to losing my drone. I was taking a video at a motorcycle event and was concentrating on getting a shot of the bikes leaving the dealership. I noticed a compass error on my iPad and decided to land, and that's when the fun happened. So let's go ahead and just play this one for you. This is from Alan. So there he is, filming the bikes. I think you can already, if you have good eyesight, you can already see what's about to happen.
Yeah.
When you go sideways,
like, when you start backing and you don't really know what's there, that's
right.
That cannot end well.
Right. So, well, that's not that close, right? So that's not that bad.
Ooh.
But then, what do we have here? Don't go up. Go forward. Don't go up. Alan,
between them, he's sandwiched.
But that's what I'm saying. Just go forward, man. Don't go up. Oh no, Alan, no!
Oh, don't do it.
That was pretty close, wasn't it? Yeah.
But
So-
that looked like really high power lines, right?
Right. Yeah. The ones that don't have the insulation on them, those are the ones that'll kill you fast. And the second one is from William Adkins. Hey, William. He says, Ken, check out this quick video of a close call I had in Pigeon Forge. I got so close, I thought I hit the wires because the video went out for a second, and I had a mild heart attack. So enjoy this. Oh.
Whoa.
That was close.
That was very close. Power lines again. That stuff is dangerous.
That was the Titanic, by the way. They have a Titanic exhibit in Pigeon Forge. I've always wanted to see that. Thank you, William, for sending that in.
Mike Kelly just wrote that he tried to fly backwards like me. Keyword tried. Did you get to send in your video? Did you have a close miss?
Yeah, send it in, man. And by the way, I've got a lot of mail to get to tonight. Here's my new address. Now, if you have my old address, you can still send it to that address for a while. It'll get forwarded for a while. So don't be upset if you just sent me something. But this is my new address. Ken Heron, P.O. Box.
What was the weirdest thing anybody sent you to this address?
Oh, the weirdest thing? I think we're going to see it tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got some good stuff over here. But speaking of flying backwards, in case you don't know, this guy here is world-class flying your drone backwards guy. And the proof came when he flew the little Spark that could and then couldn't. I was doing a thing called the Drone Around the World project to help Make-A-Wish International. And the idea was send it to droners all over the world. They film, send it to the next person. They'll film something, send it to the next person. Then I'll put all the videos together in one cohesive thing. Well, that was great up until it went to Argentina and disappeared forever. So I don't want to mention the name of the person it was going to because it's not his fault. But as you may know, Argentina is in tatters right now, politically. And so I imagine that drone is in the hands of a nefarious customs agent.
It disappeared in the mailings.
Yeah, it's just gone.
It never got to fly. I thought you had to fly away in the Argentinian jungle or something.
No, it was sent from the UK to Argentina and was never heard from again. but
that drone had some troubles. I mean, it went from China, from Hong Kong, from Young 360 to me.
Yep.
Then it didn't get through customs, and it had to go back again, all the way, and then back again. Then it was stuck in customs for some time until I managed to talk it through customs.
Right, and I think that's because most people were being honest and putting its real value on there. You know, when you put something in customs that's electronic, just put $50. They're not going to know the difference. But it also went to Germany and Australia. So anyway, here's when Matthias had it, and here's some footage of him using the Spark in his unique way, and it's fantastic.
Oh, this is a friend's house. We're flying backwards towards the house. And I was there on a party, and I realized that his top floor is open in two ends. Tiny window, but it's still a straight opening. And if you start flying backwards, you're gonna see these little silhouettes, these small holes, and it starts to itch inside you. Oh, it's so perfect. It's so straight.
Right. You have to.
Yeah, and you can just keep on going and pass another thing here.
Yeah, you have to thread the needle. You have to thread that needle, man. Let's see that again. I want to see that again. That was just wonderful. In case people weren't paying attention, this is so great. And this will be in the final video. I will edit together the video and share it at Spin Up if you're going.
So Argentina, was that the last stop? Or?
That was the last stop before it returned home.
Wow, it was fate.
Yeah. How many times did you have to do that?
I was actually flying back and so I flew forward the other way back to get to that point. So I was going, I think, back and forth for 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
And this was, I think, the best clip.
I wouldn't be able to do that 4 or 5. I'd be able to do it a half a time, and it would either end up on the floor of the room I'm in or in the parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, but you did try it. We made this tutorial together. You know, it has quite a lot of views by now. Where you were flying backwards towards church staple.
Yeah. And the way the lens is on the drones, you look a lot closer than you are, actually. So it's a good effect. Just very quickly, I want to point out to everybody in the chat, if you don't have it set to live chat, YouTube defaults to top chat. So if you don't have it set to live chat, you're going to miss out on some chats. And that's important because we're going to give away something here in just a minute. But first, back to our buddy Matthias and a new video that he has recently posted. I'm going to give you a little teaser of that video right now. This is on his channel.
They say that in heaven, the British are the police, the Italians are the lovers, the Swiss are the administrators, the Germans are the engineers, and the French are the chefs. But in hell, it's the British that are the chefs, it is the Germans that are the police, it is the Swiss that are the lovers, it's the Italians that are the administrators, and it is the French who are the engineers. Today we'll talk about French engineering, and more in particular the Parrot Disco fixed wing aircraft. It is a terrible product, but it's also very intriguing piece of engineering. I really love it, and I really hate it, and it's completely useless.
So just in a nutshell, tell us, do you want to tell us, or do you want people to go check it out?
Well, Parrot Disco is like a really cool drone. It can fly faster than any other drone of that time. It can fly 45 minutes, which was unheard of back in 2015-16.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's and you can upgrade that. There are people that's flown like 600 kilometers. I don't know what that is in miles, probably a lot, but a long time. So it's like really cool. It's just the drone that a lot of people considered buying, but they went for something else instead. And that's a problem with that drone. It's useless.
You made a very good point in your video. We should not give too much more away, but check out the video. There's a link in the description. Nolsters, thank you so much. I think that's $3 Canadian. That's a super sticker. Hey, we got a little guy doing the thumbs up there. I love stickers.
Stickers, I like stickers, yes I do.
All right. But the intro, and I hope you do more videos like this. The intro is something I particularly like. Let me go ahead. I want to go ahead and play something for you here that I had a little bit of a question for you about the intro. Let me go ahead and just play that for you here.
They say that in heaven, the British are the police, the Italians are the lovers, the Swiss are the administrators, the Germans are the engineers, and the French are the chefs.
Now, I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought the Swedish were the chefs. I had to. Sorry, man.
He does not look Swedish at all.
You know the Swedish chef, right?
Yeah, from the Muppet Show, right?
Yeah. What do Swedish people think of the Swedish chef?
I have no idea, actually. I never thought of it. I think it's like ABBA. It's one of those things you know better than we do.
Right. Yeah, we have our own ideas. That's clearly, I mean, Sesame Street is syndicated, and I'm sure you've seen it, but you've got to be one. Yeah. That'd be like Swedish people inventing a Muppet called the American dancer, and we just don't get it. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and head on over to Mexico, and then right after that, I'm going to give away something from Freewell. $130 prize tonight from Freewell. Thank you so much, Freewell. Love you, mean it. All right. So this is from Casey Reitzman. He said, "Hey, Ken, just wanted to share a video I put together from my trip to Cancun, Mexico. I was hired to photograph a wedding down there, and of course, I took my drone with me. It's my first video that I actually spent a little time editing, so I'm curious what you think. It was shot on a Mavic 2 Pro. Thanks," from Casey. So enjoy this trip to Mexico.
Nice.
You ever been to Mexico?
No, I would really like to go there.
I went to Mexico once, years ago, before you need a passport to leave the country. And I lived in Texas. And you used to be able to just drive over the border and return with your driver's license.
Yeah.
Well, I went down there and I didn't go to a touristy part. I went to a non-touristy, non-American liking part. I was 20 and stupid. Not 53 and stupid like I am now. But I would like to go.
Why don't you get a passport? You're missing out on this. You're looking at the world every week like this, these awesome places, and you never go there.
You're right. I should. But if I want to see the Eiffel Tower or anything like that, I can go to Vegas. Vegas has one of those. No.
Vegas has a papier-mâché fake one.
I know. You can't fly your drone around the Eiffel Tower at all, can you?
I don't think so.
No.
It's probably a no-go. French, I think the French have tough rules, but I'm not sure.
Well, this is beautiful part of Mexico right here.
Amazing. Nice, smooth scenes. I like how he's changing between top-downs like this and landscape. That's good. A lot of people don't mix up enough, and then it becomes too static. You need to constantly change perspective.
Right, and like
the
there
clips.
with the reflection, he's getting most of the reflection of the water rather than getting too much sky, which is good.
Yeah, and he's turning different ways, so it's not like he's going in a one direction all the time. That's good. Now he has some night.
Very good. Yeah, you want to mix it up when you're editing. Don't have it all. Don't make us dizzy. You know. That's from Casey. All right, let's go ahead and give something away.
It's another exciting contest.
Okay, like I said, make sure that you have your live chat selected and not top chat. And this is for the Freewell all day 4K filters. Freewell, they're just an awesome company. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. They're just very nice. And in fact, they sent me a new product that is set to release a couple days before my birthday. And if you have a really good camera, really good monitor, you might be able to see it back here. But it's a secret. Don't look, it's a secret. All right, so for the filters, and these are filters for anything, like whatever you have, an Osmo, any kind of digital camera, anything. So here's the question. First correct answer will win. You've heard me before. I've always enjoyed finding the misspelled words on freewellgear.com. So I'm going to give them a break this time and simply ask, first person to get the correct answer, what is the most misspelled word in the English language? The American spelling, please. The correct American spelling of the most misspelled word. What is it? Alexa, tell me a joke.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Butter. Butter who? Butter, open the door. It's getting toasty out here.
We have misspell here, we have center, we have there, we have the, we have you.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it yet.
What is a thumb?
Oh, wait. We have the misspelled version. I need the correct version. We have the misspelled version of the most misspelled word.
That does not count.
It
You
doesn't.
have to spell it right.
No. And the word isn't misspelled itself. It's not schedule. Oh man. No, yeah, see. All right, I'll tell you, Victor was close. If that helps.
Victor.
Oh, people are they're just misspelling it. I'll tell you, okay, hold on. I think we got it. I think we got it.
Point. It is the most misspelled
It
word.
really is. There's no two L's, and the answer is publicly. And the winner, as far as I can see, I'll go back and double check, is, and everybody misspelled it except Ariel Pixel, I believe. I will go back and double check. But congratulations to the person that spelled it correctly. Alexa, how do you spell publicly?
Publicly is spelled P-U-B-L-I-C-L-Y.
Thank you, Alexa.
That's a confirmed one. Ariel Pixel was right.
Okay.
I'm not sure if anybody has said the same thing before, but I don't think so. I don't see it.
Alexa, I love you.
Thanks. It's good to be appreciated.
She never says it back. Ah. All right. I have another set of Freewell filters to give away tonight to the person who is selected for the viewer video of the week. But I'll just go ahead and tell you, the winner is Jesus.
It's true, actually. I know. I have the script.
Yeah,
It is him.
It is him. So what would you like to see? What would you like to see next? I'm going to leave this up to you, Matthias. Would you like to see beautiful lake reflections or Scotland?
Oh, that's a hard one. Okay, I'm gonna go with the lake reflections.
Okay.
That sounds artistic.
It is very artistic, and this is from Dan, the droning veteran. He says, "Hello, Ken. I want to thank you for everything you do for the droning community. I never thought in a million years that I would ever create or even share videos on YouTube for that matter. Yet here I am, and I have you to thank." Well, I thank you very much for sending that in. I'm going to go ahead and start this video and read the rest of this. He says, "I just wanted to share a video with you of a beautiful sunset I captured last week. We had some family in town for a few days that had never been to the Great Salt Lake before, so we decided to go right before sunset, and let's just say that the lake did not disappoint. Your friend Dan, the droning veteran." Yeah.
It's really nice when you get the clouds perfectly exposed and without having underexposed too much the ground. Good job there. Maybe I had gradient filters. I thought about using gradient filters before, but I never did it. I have them, but I never put them on. Did you try them, Ken?
I haven't used them a lot, but they do help. I like the way.
This would be the perfect situation to use them.
Absolutely, yes. Look at that. Yeah, that would even out the lighting from the reflection and the actual there.
And again, it's mixing well.
Mm-hmm. See, this is the kind of video that I would post in 4K. People are always asking me, do you post in 1080 or 4K? This is the kind of thing that you definitely want to post in 4K if you can. To get that detail. And this stream is in 720 and it's still beautiful. Part of it is finding the right place and the right time.
Where was this?
That's a good question. The Great Lakes, one of the Great Lakes. So it's right over up where like that. Wonderful.
Wow, very nice.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. All right, so the choice is all you. Do you want to see Scotland or Scotland?
Scotland.
Let's go with Scotland. All right.
Yeah.
This is from a guy with a very Scottish name, Ian Montgomery. I used to be able to do a convincing a Scottish accent. Not convincing to actual Scottish people, but convincing to those whose ear aren't properly trained for that kind of thing. I did a Scottish accent in the McDonald's drive-thru once in Texas. It was a horrible accent, but I got the girl's phone number.
What, you used Scottish accent as a pickup line?
I didn't intend it to be, but she was so taken with my Scottishness. And I'm not going to do it. But I will say that she's a fine girl. All right. His name is Ian Montgomery. He says, "Hey, Ken, I hope you're well. I really enjoy your Thursday night show, so I thought I would send you some of my footage from Scotland to see if it can't tempt you into that elusive passport." That's all these videos do, is tempt me into getting that thing. Only been flying for a year. Would love to get some feedback. Many thanks, Ian. Okay, so we'll give him some feedback as we play this from Scotland. My Scottish accent usually ends up just...
Pullback.
Yeah, impressive, right?
Oh, that's a good level 4.
That's a level 4 there.
Yeah. Ah, nice. Okay, how can you fail to get good drone videos in this place?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all
just
about
the effort of getting up here.
Yeah, subject matter, man. Subject matter.
Wow.
I'm sure you had to drive quite a way to get there, and it's totally worth it.
That looks amazing. Oh, nice.
There's just something about the reveal of a pullback shot, you know? Ah, what level's that?
That's level 4, wide.
Nice.
So it's obstacle on all sides. 4 sides. But he was not in the shot, was he? So how did he pull it off?
Good point.
Yeah, he was in the first shot.
Very good. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Hey, Matthias, are you a gamer?
I was. Very dedicated once upon a time.
You were.
Then I found love and now I have kids.
Oh, I see. So it was video games, then girls, man, and girls, when they'll let you forget about video games, and girls, I like them girls. So that's what happened to you. Okay. Well, are you into flight simulators at all?
Oh, I tried to get Velocidrone to work, but I just didn't manage. I didn't have the time.
Right.
For some reason, it wouldn't connect. So for you who doesn't know what Velocidrone is, it's if you want to fly FPV, like Viggo or Mr. Steele or Johnny FPV. They all train a lot in simulators, and Velocidrone is one of those simulators that most of them trying. So if you have a real radio controller, you can plug that to such a simulator and practice. Yeah.
You know, I probably should do that, and I have Velocidrone loaded on the computer.
Yeah.
But I just prefer to go out and keep smashing drone after drone.
That's what I do too.
I was like, I don't need a simulator. Crash. I'll try it again. Crash. And then after a couple $100 of crashing, like, I'll give this simulator a try, So yeah, do that. But there's a new simulator from Microsoft, and their promo for it is astonishing. This is so impressive to a child of the 80s from the Atari 2600. And I'm not a gamer, so I'm not really privy to the whole evolution. Once in a while, I'll see something like this. It just blows me away. But check this out. This is coming in 2020 for Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks so real.
Powered by satellite data.
This is all video game footage.
What? This is fake?
Yeah.
We don't need to drone anymore. We
Right.
can just record playing video games.
That's the future, man.
And it's already cut and ready.
Once everybody has fast enough
is
internet.
This real?
This is No, this is video game. It's all video game footage.
It's so unfair what the kids of today get. I mean, me growing up, you know, playing, yeah.
Right.
Pac-Man.
Right, I know what you were playing.
It's unfair.
I was playing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, and we had fun doing it. But you can get lost in these worlds. I mean, this is...
Yeah.
Look at that.
Insane. Wow. But this is a drone. No, it's a flight simulator.
It's a flight simulator, so you'd be flying these planes.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I flew a lot of flight simulators growing up. My dream was to become a fighter pilot. I was really dedicated for a long time. I ended up being a glider pilot, and then 20 years later, now I'm flying drones. It's a far cry from the dream.
Do you want to share your?
This could be a way to experience it a little bit.
Do you want to share your glider pilot story real quick?
I was 19 and stupid, and yeah, I kind of ended up in a situation where my glider plane, it had to go back on warranty. Let's say, put it like that.
Yeah, but you didn't break it. It was the plane's fault.
It was overstressed by speed, and yeah, actually it turned out like they thought it was my fault because I was 19, but later on the same plane had the same accident again, and then they found that it was not glued in a place where it should have been glued.
Right. They thought you were hot dogging, right? They thought you were hot dogging.
Plane was a French-made plane. Yeah, you see, you connect the dots to my video previously.
Was it made by Parrot? Was it made by Parrot?
This is getting back on them.
Yeah,
This is payback.
But you were not alone in the glider.
No, I was trying to impress a girl a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, and we it was pretty exciting there for a while when the plane was like nose up and then nose down to ground, and we were at like 150 meters altitude, not very high, and yeah, that was when I started looking for you have parachutes when you fly gliders.
Okay.
So I was like briefly considering doing that, but that would not have been good for my passenger.
Because she had a parachute on too, right?
Yeah.
She probably would have landed with an unpulled parachute, right?
Yeah. From 150 meters is probably not survivable.
Not high enough, no.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for that story. Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's get back to FPV very quickly. Of the FPV people in the world, Mr. Steele is probably one of the best, if not the best. There's a few names that everybody knows in the FPV world, and I was lucky enough to have Mr. Steele on the show a couple times. Perhaps there's even some FPVers left over that have subscribed and are watching now. If you're one of those, let me know in the chat. But someone sent me a link to a commercial that Mr. Steele was in for a BMW back in 2017, and this is really cool. I had no idea about this. I'll go ahead and play it. Check this out. This is Mr. Steele in the commercial. Not him. He's the guy with the fancy mustache you'll see in a minute. There's just some pretty boy they got to act. There he is. So the thing is, him and his buddy are gonna race. That's his buddy getting into the BMW. I believe this is a German commercial, by the way.
Looks like it.
Game time.
Yeah!
Oh, it flew through the glass.
Right, yeah, you think? Maybe it was special effects.
Yeah, I could have.
I think you probably have a dented propeller if you flew through some glass.
pretty sturdy. It might be real.
I don't know what that says, but it probably says buy a BMW. And then
I think Mr. Steele made a heck of a lot of money on that.
Probably. And he, no doubt, actually flew and they used footage from his flight on that, no doubt. So Min Paul says, FPV guy here. I just did some low altitude FPV with my big whoop. And Kimbo FPV says, been flying FPV for 3 years, been watching TNL for 5 months. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. And for those who are interested, I finally did get the DJI FPV digital system working on my Copus 1 with the help of Ed Ricker and my favorite teacher from Texas. And I'll have some video from that very soon after we do the whole move. Love you, Jerry. Wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
Did you fly it yet?
I did. I flew it. It was getting dark, so I flew it up and then down. That's it. I would share the video, but it's such an impressive system. I'm going to practice on the simulator first before I destroy that. Good idea.
That sounds smart.
Now, since we have Vigo's assistant on tonight.
That was not nice.
I know. I'm going to share.
However, true.
It's true. I'm going to share this video of Vigo Koch flying the roller coaster. You want to give a little backstory on what we're about to see?
Okay, so I came up with the idea that we should go and do film a roller coaster with our drones.
Right.
And I thought I'll do the pullbacks, and you can fill in with the forward flying. So I pitched the idea. I managed to get the attention of the roller coaster parks market manager, and we come there, we pitch the idea, and we do a test flying, and then they look at the test flying, and I thought I was doing good pullbacks, and they say, we're gonna go with that guy. we want that race drone look.
Right. And then
I ended up selling it, making the money, but I mean, I would trade the money for the glory of doing it anytime.
Right, and then you turned into an SD card changer.
Yeah, I was an SD card changer. But also Viggo, he crashed into the river below. So there are some really cool footage of this, how the drone first crashes into just behind the cart and it tumbles down into the river and it falls backwards through the surface. So you can see back upwards towards the surface. It's a really cool shot. And then it keeps on filming at the bottom of the river. and Viggo, we didn't have the contract yet at that time. And he was so devastated. His drone gone, his GoPro gone.
Oh no!
And so he ended up running to his car. He's a swimmer, getting his you know, the, I don't know what you call them,
the goggles. He dove for his drone.
He took everything off except his underwear, and this was in October in Sweden, very cold. He dove into this murky, shitty river down to the bottom, and he got the drone back, and I have it all on film.
When are you gonna post that? I want to see that on your channel.
Yeah. I think actually that the park will do a behind the scenes thing that they will post soon. So we will get them the first pick there, but then we're gonna do that.
Okay, as soon as it's available, send me a link. I want to share that with everybody. But here is the final shot, the final commercial for this roller coaster, and I'll show it twice since it's short. And I'm assuming now I have an image of Viggo flying in his underwear, right?
You will have that in your mind.
Okay, here it is. Check this out. It's amazing.
awesome.
That's pretty awesome. You know, typically amusement park commercials are all like quick cut, this, cotton candy, ride, you know. But for them to do this as a concept, hats off to them.
A lot of people actually thought that this was CGI.
Is that right?
This was computer graphics. So there are a lot of people doubting that this is for real.
Wow.
That's how good it is.
This is the kind of video that made me want to try to get into FPV. And I'm into it. I just can't fly. Oh, I'm into it. I'm financially, emotionally into it. I just, talent-wise, I'm not there yet. But I'm going to practice when I get some time. This is the kind of footage that I would like to be able to add to my photography drone side. You know what I mean? I want to offer the full package. But let's watch that again. It is not CGI. It is Viggo Koch.
Yeah, so he was hovering next to it when it started.
Yeah.
And then he was diving after it. It's a free fall. So it's the highest free fall roller coaster in Scandinavia. And there's a tunnel there with a lot of steam. He tried to fly through that a couple of times, but that was just too hard.
Okay.
And here he goes underneath and it goes really close to it. Then there's a flash there. You might not have seen it. Camera taking pictures of the riders. Then here he decides to go underneath it, under the pillar, and this is where he hit and spun down into the river. And that's the end of the ride. So it's like a super short ride, just a crazy adrenaline bomb.
Wow.
I didn't dare to go it yet. I was there a whole day looking at this, going round, and I just didn't dare.
Would they have let people ride on that? I mean, it's still
With
awesome.
Viggo flying?
Yeah.
I don't think they would have.
Probably the corporate insurance people wouldn't let that happen, would they?
Yeah. We're a lot about safety in Sweden.
Right. That's
although, you know.
Probably a good thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, the show's like 9 hours long, but I still have some more videos. But after all of that excitement, it's probably time to just go ahead and relax a little bit with a little razzmatazz. Let's go ahead and head into the Raz chamber. Here we are. This is the weirdest thing that you'll ever see on a live stream. But don't think about it. Just enjoy it. It's a little break from your day.
Will this stay in the studio when you relocate, or do you have to bring it along?
Oh, yes. Oh, no, the Raz will be poured into a giant container and then trucked over to the new location and poured out into a new container where we can all just kick back and relax and not have a care in the world. Enjoy the Raz.
Oh, I have a colleague here in the chat that also works for ABB.
The Raz.
I work for a Swedish company, ABB.
It wasn't over yet.
Yeah, they're all about safety in Sweden. Yeah, I work for the same company.
Okay, very good. Awesome. You cheated people about 10 seconds of Raz there. I hope that's all right with you guys. That's all right.
There's plenty of Raz where that came from.
The Raz holds up in any language.
Yeah.
So let's see. I wonder if I missed anything. Did I miss anything? Any announcements? Oh yes. Now that I have the FPV community's attention, and I apologize. I wanted to get this part of my video ready. I'm actually off work all next week. I'm going to head back to Birmingham. If you saw my video, let me see if I can pull up the video without ruining the stream. We went to an abandoned hospital, and I did not know that there was such a perfectly awesome place to fly FPV inside. There's a giant room, and I'm going to play my own video here and try to fast forward to that point. But there's a giant room inside, and I can just go ahead and show you the still of it right there. That's what the room looks like. It's a giant circular room. But I'm inviting everybody to come join me. If you want to fly in there, you can all just show up. I don't care if there's 100 people. It'd be you me, my buddy Oscar, 100 FPV dudes, and some homeless people stealing copper out of the place. It'll be a big party. But let me see if I can find this room. I just wanted to show you.
There's a lot of copper in the drones. Beware.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna supersize this so everybody can see it. This is the room that we're gonna go back and fly in.
Oh, that looks.
It really is fantastic. It's just perfect. Just screaming out for a tiny whoop to fly around. Look at that.
Perfect for whoop.
Yeah. If you want to join me, go ahead and email me. You can email me. Look at that. You can email me here, kenheronupload@gmail.com, and then we'll go there. It's not trespassing, in case you're worried about that. It's just open. It's in Birmingham, Alabama. If you happen to be there, I'm gonna go on Tuesday, August 20th. Tuesday, August 20th. We're gonna head back there. There's so many places in there. If you want to join, I'd love to have you. Just to maybe just film the people that know how to fly, and maybe you can teach me a thing or two about FPV. But please email me if you want to join up. Even if it's a small group, it'll be fun. We're going to head back again 2 days before my 53rd birthday, August 20th, Tuesday of this next coming week. So hope you can make it. All right. And so there was something else that I had to mention. Oh yes, Loom Cube. Let me get my banner. I got my banner.
Loom Cube.
Loom Cube. Are you a fan of the Loom Cube?
I'm curious about it. I've never tried it, but it looks like a cool thing.
It is a great company. They have a lot of cool lighting solutions. And the Loom Cube Air is available with a whole bunch of cool attachments that go on it. And I recently got I wanted to make sure that I'm showing you the right thing, because they recently announced that they have Loom Cube apparel. Loom Cube apparel. Check it out. Oh, yes. Hit that runway. Where's the thing? Oh, yeah. Yes, darling. You can get yourself a shirt. It's a trademark tee, front and back, looking good. Just go on their website, loomcube.com. That's the back of it. Oh, man. You'll be sexy, sexy. Be the coolest kid in your neighborhood. Get yourself some Loom Cube apparel. They have all kinds of things. You know the original Loom Cubes. They're really cool. And then the Loom Cube Air. Here's the Loom Cube Air. There's lots of attachments like barn doors and everything. And then it's got a magnet on the back. Probably not the best thing to put on your drone because of the magnet. It will interfere with your compass. But for everything else, it's a great little dealio. I use this when I am ruining the welds on my FPV drones. It's a well-lit way to burn my fingers so that I can really see the detail of the scar that's forming on my hands as I'm learning to solder. So
I mean, a lot of people think of this like Loom Cube and similar things, like that's something you put on to fly at night. But I think I would like to try it in combination with still photography. Like you can light up things.
Yes.
And use still photography in a better way. Did you try that, Ken?
I have. In fact, I have friends who do that. And there's a photo contest that Loom Cube puts on. Mm. You can check it out on their website. Mm. And they give away prizes. Now, I do have...
Super chat. We have a Skydance Super Chat.
Yeah, if you just need a little bit of light for something, Loom Cube is perfect. I have a discount code for you that is 10% off across the board. Just use TNL10. That's TNL10, no spaces, and you'll get a 10% discount. Use the link that's in the description. You'll be helping the channel a great deal. And now, let's head over into the mail room.
We just got a letter. 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 Wonder who it's from.
You know, I'm so touched when people send me things that they have made. And this week, I've got two of those things. It really moves me to know that I'm reaching people and motivating them into creating something and then sending it to me out of the blue. Just so nice of you. The first thing is from David Nelson. David Nelson makes wooden relief boards. There's a website link in the description. It is mysquarefoot.net. Mysquarefoot.net. Let me make my picture big here. He asked me if what I wanted him to do a relief of, and I said, well, I don't know, my logo, Tennessee. So he did both. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it in the light.
Oh, nice.
You see what he did there? But this is like a topography. You know, it's like a relief. And he has this special machine that does that.
CNC or?
I don't know what it is. It's some magical machine, but thank you so much for sending that. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. And this is going to hang up in the new studio. And then I thought, well, that's it. Nobody could send me anything as cool as that. And somebody did. And that somebody is the Frenches. He says, now the writing is small, so I have to do the old man thing. There we go. Hi, Ken. This is just a token of my appreciation for the stuff you do and to show off my daughter's talent. I know you like dogs, in particular Henry, which is my dog. And so I asked my daughter to do this portrait for you. She's got her own YouTube channel and business. She paints pet portraits. And there's a link in the description. Her name is Haley French. And she did this portrait. She painted this portrait of my dog Henry. And I actually teared up a little bit. Look at this thing. That's my boy.
Wow.
Look at that. That's my Henry. It looks just like him. Look at that. Thank you. This is.
And it's your logo there too in the clouds. Did you see?
You can see over there my logo.
Nice.
That's very touching. Thank you for that. That's going to be moved over into the new studio as well. So last week, links to all that stuff in the description. Last week, I don't know how it came up, but I mentioned on the show that this is a very small town in which I live, and I said, you can use my address if you want to. There's my new address, but just as an experiment, why don't one of you just put my name and the name of my town and see if it gets to me? Well, it did. No address, just my name and the name of the town, and I got it. It says on here, test per your request, sent to Ken Heron, no address. Did you get it? Yes. Watching you right now. I'll send postcards to you all. Even Greg in Australia. And that is from Kelly and Don Coulter. So, and it's a plane. And that's just plain amazing that it got to me. So that shows you it doesn't show how famous I am. It just shows you what a small town I live in. And there's one more thing that I wanted to share. Chris Rollins is my co-host sometimes. And he and his wife are about to have a baby. And I would like for you to give them a gift and go ahead and subscribe to Chris's channel. He's changed his channel up a little bit. He's been doing experimental stuff, moved away from drones, not altogether, but he's doing a lot of scientific experiments.
Like when he made a machine that rotates an axe.
Yes.
And I was really scary to see.
Yes.
And it's rotating an axe so fast you can't see the axe.
Right.
And then he throws all kinds of stuff into that axe.
That's right.
And I was afraid to watch that.
I was genuinely afraid for him.
But at the same time, it was very nice slow motion.
It was. It's pretty amazing.
Who doesn't want to see an axe split a shaving gel tube?
Who doesn't want to see that? So I don't know if I left the link from last time, but I'll put a link in the description if you're watching this later. Chris Rollins, his channel's called Science Adjacent, and he does a lot of slow motion. And he wanted to come up with a slogan for his T-shirt, and I actually came up with it for him. And I came up with is a reference to slow motion, FPS, frames per second, but I said it was fun per second. And so that's
nice.
the T-shirt that he has. So FPS, fun per second T-shirts available from his YouTube channel and his website. So support his baby coming up and go there. So Mateus, you got anything you want to share before we do our viewer video of the week and say goodbye?
I think the next thing I'm gonna do, if I'm encouraged from this instructional video, would be to do that pullback tutorial that I promised for like a year.
Okay.
So that will probably be my next project.
Okay, but the first project you're going to do is probably hit that bed behind you.
Yeah, it's 4 a.m. now.
Oh my gosh! All right, well let's go ahead and put this show to bed so we can put Mateus to bed. The viewer video of the week is from Jesus. The name of his channel is The Adventures of Jesus, and I just think that's hilarious. I love it. And it's not Jesus. His name is actually Jesus, and he lives in Hawaii. He says, "Hey, homie." I like it when Jesus calls me homie. We're tight like that. Hope you're having an awesome week. Please send Jeff my best. Hopefully he is feeling better and will be able to have his news report tastefully interrupted. Thank you, tastefully interrupted. Anyway, I put together a video of some of my favorite places to explore where I live in Kauai. In the first shot, the mountain range on the left-hand side, Kong Mountain, was used in the opening of Raiders of the Lost Ark. The first waterfall was used in the beginning sequence for the TV show Fantasy Island. Have you ever seen Fantasy Island?
No.
Are you familiar with that?
I have no clue.
For those who aren't familiar, it's a show from 1978 with Ricardo Montalban. Here's what he's talking about. And then Hervé Villachez runs up and rings the bell and says, so he says,
it's a James Bond villain.
It looks like it, right? But he says, the plane, and then, I mean, everybody knows this is Hawaii, but this is some of the footage that is in Jesus' video as well that we'll see here in a moment. The abandoned hotel in the legendary Coco Palms Resort is where Elvis Presley would stay, and when he was in Hawaii, also where he filmed the movie Blue Hawaii. There's also some ancient Hawaiian ruins that served as sanctuary for all the lawbreakers back in the day. And finally, the third waterfall, the one I'm sitting on top of, as you will see in the video, was once used in a scene from Jurassic Park. Thanks for checking it out. Hopefully you can use it on the show. If not, that's cool too. Have a great rest of the week. Signed, Jesus! And it is Jesus in Paradise and his viewer video of the week. Enjoy. The Adventures of Jesus. You ever been to Hawaii?
It's pictures like this that makes you regret living near the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. You don't have any tropical paradises near you?
No. We have a lot of pine trees.
Right, but you can't snowboard down a mountain in Hawaii.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
That's true. That looks very nice. Is that Mr. Jesus?
Yes.
That is very nice.
That looks like an FPV paradise, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like a paradise too, not just FPV paradise.
Yeah.
Is that where you go for spring break?
Some people do.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
good.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jesus. Appreciate it. Thanks for sending that in. Again, if you want to send anything in, you can do that here. Ken Heron Upload at gmail.com. And I'm also offering one-on-one Skype workshops where I'll bestow my wisdom upon you for a small price. But if you just want to hang out, whatever, we can do that too. So email me there. I don't know if you caught that. There it is. Ken Heron Workshop at gmail.com. Thank you so much for the super chats. Anubis Arch, TJ Grady, $5 super chat. Thanks for another great TNL. You're welcome. And Place It Here, which is a great screen name. $10 super chat. Ken, thanks for bringing us all together. The drone community is sincerely great. It really is. What a great community. And I'm very proud to be part of it. And I hope to try to bridge the gap between the FPV guys and the photography drone guys. You know, when I was younger, I had a motorcycle. It was a crotch rocket, or an organ donor, as my mom calls it. Yeah. And what are you playing? What are you playing? What are you playing the violin for? No, I'm just saying. I recognize why there's a little bit of friction between FPV guys and photography drone guys, because it's kind of like sport bikes and Harleys, you know, like the couch bikes, as we used to call them. Because us young guys, we'd go zipping around with our organ donors, and then, you know, here comes Joe Blow on his couch chrome bike, and we never hung out, because, I mean, there's still motorcycles, and we should all hung out together. That's what I'm saying about drones. There's still flying cameras, and we should all be friends, shouldn't we? Oh, yes, we should.
How did that go for motorcycles?
How did it go? As far as bringing everybody together?
Yeah.
Not well, especially because of my one joke. You want to hear my one joke?
Yeah, please do that.
All right, I'll say this joke, but I'll preface it by saying this was a joke from a younger Ken, a rebel Ken, a Ken that had no respect for anyone. And so this joke is just a joke, and don't get anybody's feelings hurt. So, all right, Matthias, what's the difference between a Harley Davidson and a vacuum cleaner?
I have no clue.
The location of the dirt bag. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. That's just a joke. Please don't hate me. Okay. All right. Matthias, thank you for being on. I hope you liked your song. It's Matthias, it's Matthias. It's Matthias, it's Matthias, it's Matthias. It's Matthias, it's Matthias, it's Matthias. Oh, it's Matthias.
Thank you.
All right, and now we'll say goodbye.
We hope you enjoyed the show half as much as you would have if it had been twice as good.
All right, the final stream here at this location. Next time we meet, we'll look a little bit different. Hope you'll be patient with me, because I know I'm going to get some wires crossed. And I apologize to Jeff Sills in advance for all the bad words that I will say as he tries to help me get set up again. Thank you, Matthias, for staying up so late. And thank you very much, Don Joyce, for being on with us from Canada. And Greg Kunert, Osby Drone, for sitting in for the ailing Jeff Sills. Thanks, everybody, for subscribing. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel. Until next time,
and bye.
This is very good. Yeah.
kill like a processed meat. Enjoy pigeon jerky, and you'll give your family a treat. Establish nutrition to help them grow, and it's full of fiber to make them go. You'll enjoy pigeon jerky.
A tail like a processed meat. Yeah. That was so funny.